Okay, as far as setting up your Google, assuming you don't have a Google account, if you don't have a Gmail account, you'll want to go to google.com, which is what I did here. Basically, just typed in google.com, and it should give you the ability to enter to start. And you enter your information. I'm going to show you the next screen where if you have an account, alternatively, if you have an account, I have two of them here on this particular screen. If you already have one, you can either utilize one that you have now. It's probably best to, what I do is I name it according to, because actually you need to have if you have your existing email, you'll want to use that on your setup. So I would recommend adding an account where you have your domain at gmail.com and then set up everything there. Because I feel it's better to have that as a separate account, and it's good to have any previous account, either your personal Gmail, other business Gmail, as a reference email for when if there's a problem with this one. So that's how that works. Name, last name. Tell you what, you just follow these prompts. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to fill this in, but you just go through here, put in whatever you want to use for the birthday, the gender. As for mobile phone, you can use that for your if you're going to use, if this is strictly for you. I've done it for clients, and generally what I do, at least initially, is I use my phone number if I need to, but only if I need to, because sometimes you can do it without the phone number. But the idea is, the least you need to involve the client, the better, because it slows things down, and sometimes the client gets confused about what they're supposed to send you, and they send you the wrong thing. And it's much easier if you just put in your information initially. At least this is my theory or my way of doing it, because it speeds things up. Once everything's working fine, then I adjust it to their personal information if needed. In this case, I'm just going to leave it out. But anyway, so that's basically the way that I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick to save time. I'll be right back. Okay, I just finished filling out the information. I'm going to go to the next step. Needed to adjust that so you can see what I'm typing in the URL or search bar, Google Webmaster. This is very important. Analytics is important too, and for those who may want information on that, I can provide some training with that too, or do for you. I do this for clients. It can be, Google's can be a little funky in the way they do things. So sometimes it's if you just want to hire me to do it, and very reasonable, we can maybe do that route. So I got this set up here, and I'll put in my password, sign in. I think I typed it in right. There we go. Okay. So we have, here's Webmaster Tools. I'm going to do the save password. I'm going to click at the top here. And so what first thing I need to do is add the site. So I'm going to go ahead and put in mobile website. I don't think I ever set up an account for that. And then add a site. And you'll see here, I need to download this. This is to verify the site. You really have to verify the site before you can do anything. So just click on the HTML verification file and download it. So what I'll need to do, let me cancel that. Okay, so I put it back here. This is the Google. This is going to go to the site it's going to, so I'm going to go ahead and save this to there. And then once I've done that, then I have to retrieve the file. So I'm going to pause this real quick. Actually, I'll let you see this. So let me go ahead and let me go to another page. This is something that a lot of people I haven't seen talk about too much. When you upload files to your server, a lot of people use FTP. I used to a lot. Unless you have a secure FTP, which I don't, and actually I prefer using this method. If you're using cPanel, or there's a couple other proprietary, this won't work on GoDaddy, that I know. Wait a minute, they have cPanel now, they didn't used to, so it may work with them too. Anyway, you want to go to the file manager, and I've already downloaded it, so what I need to do is upload that file to the root, which is the public HTML. You can't see the whole works there, but everybody has a public underscore HTML, unless you're on a Windows server, which if you're using WordPress, don't use a Windows. In fact, you really shouldn't use a Windows server anyway. Linux is really the best way to go. It's more secure. Usually run into issues, or there's a lot of different weird things with Windows, and probably some people are going to get mad at me by saying that, but it's true. So I'm going to go to upload. So I'm selecting the file, uploading it, did it. So what I'm pointing at is it's best when you're uploading files to the server to select your account in your cPanel and go to File Manager and upload from there. It's a more secure way of doing it. So I've done that. So next thing is go back to the Google page, and then we're going to click on then I'll click on verify. And it says congratulations, successfully verified your ownership, continue. And that's how you set up for the Webmaster Tools. Now the other thing that I always do is Chrome, fetches Google. What I recommend using the Yoast, it will generate sitemap pages for you, not sitemaps, actually generates several of them. You generally have one sitemap, which is basically a map for all your pages, and in the Yoast, I'll show you where, or in the previous webinar that I did, shows the different ones. It does several of them. Because of the fact that WordPress has categories and tags and a few other features for the search engine optimization, it gives it a more comprehensive, is what I'm trying to say. Now this one will use, and then what I was going to demonstrate here, such as Google, is by going here, I can specify this and I'll fetch. You can fetch and render. The rendering basically shows the image of what Google sees. You don't have to do that one, but sometimes I have done it to for myself basically. There's more to it than that, but anyway, so you do the fetch. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the fetch. And so we just did complete, and now it's fetched it as Google. So it just sent it Spot to take a look, and it did, and it wants me to submit the index, which I'll do now. I'm going to do crawl this only. You can use this in the direct links. However, you're limited to how many you can do monthly, which may be sufficient. But if you want to be doing submissions on a more regular basis, you could do it that way too. So let me do this. I'll crawl this URL and go. And so that has been submitted. So that's the home page, and I recommend going through the pages on your site and putting in the pages from your website. I basically just copy and go up here, grab it, and then paste it down here, and then fetch and do that for each page on your site. And that's a good way of keeping Google in touch with your website. And that's it. Thanks.